All right, y'all. So let's get into this. Cause first, let me back up. So y'all, I went Sunday evening to go see Doctor Strange 2. And baby, I I loved it. I loved it and disliked it all at the same time. But we're gonna just jump into it. Cause if I tell you, y'all just gonna be mad. So we just gonna do this. Okay, so I got my little notes here, y'all. I was politely every time I heard a little something I need to write down, I was and then I was back in the movie and then I was because I had wanted to talk about this thing. Like, first off, I do that with almost all the movies that I watch, but y'all ain't here for the banter, but you are. So let's get into it. Doctor Strange. So in the movie, when it gets started, oh, pause. Please let y'all give y'all a full alert. I'm telling all the business. So if you ain't seen the movie yet, pause this, go watch it, then come back, then go watch it again. Cause I'm going back probably this weekend so I can see it again and probably gonna have something else to talk to y'all about. But back to it. So in the movie, there's a scene. Don't know what the scene is because I was just I was just taking down notes just for me. That they said dreams are windows to the multiverse. And so as we go through this whole little shindig, we get introduced to this girl named American Chavez. Okay, cute little girl. Oh, the first couple of scenes. So, Doctor Strange is fighting this little monster, and American Chavez, he was there trying to save her. Then all of a sudden, he was like, "You know what? I know how to save all of this. Boom! I'm gonna take your power." And she was like, "But nigga, I'm gonna die." Dang. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to keep it PG. But she was like, "I'm gonna die." And he was like, "Yeah, but this is how I'm gonna save the world." So needless to say, all these things started happening. Boom. He wound up dead. But then it was like he woke up. Well, they traveled through a couple of dimensions, but needless to say, he wound up dead. Boom, Doctor Strange wakes up, crazy dream, right? The nightmare. So, boom, we're gonna skip along. So y'all got to go see it because I'm not finna do all that stuff. I'm just going to the good stuff, okay? Needless to say, he winds up meeting the girl in a couple of scenes, not even a whole 5 minutes later, winds up meeting her in his reality, like, "Oh, I remember you, you was in my dreams, boom bada boom." And the girl needed help, and she was like, "Well, that wasn't a dream, that was reality." Shows him the dead body. That's why I'm telling y'all he was already dead. So he puts the body away. He was like, "I done did, done seen worse, whatever else." So they wound up looking, because it was him, the dang, I should have looked up names, y'all. I don't know everybody's names, so if y'all know them, more power to you. I only know the names that was important enough for me to remember or to look up at the time that I was thinking about it. But let's go ahead and go through it. So the Chinese man who was always with Doctor Strange, helping him out, his little sidekick, he comes in because he was the one who was saving him, and they was like, "Oh, well, we see the ruins." And so he was like, "This is not sorcery, this is witchcraft due to the ruins that they seen on the monsters." I'm gonna come back to that. Because of that, he was like, "Well, the only person I could think of is Wanda." Cool. I don't know if y'all have ever seen WandaVision on Disney Plus. If you haven't, go get Disney Plus. Go watch it. Go borrow it from a friend. I used to have it. Had to cancel my Disney Plus. But that is my favorite. Wanda is now, from that, is now my favorite Marvel character. One of them. So we're gonna come back to that because I can't get y'all judging me all the way just yet. But she's still she's all right. She was my favorite. So they go to, well, he goes to visit Wanda, tells her all about, he got the little girl, where she hiding at. He talking too much, clearly. So when Wanda was like, "I don't want to talk about what happened to Westview," which is the series that Disney did. So they're meeting, they're in this apple orchard. Side note, symbolism, you guys. I'm going to talk about a lot about symbolism. First off, Eve gave Adam the apple. Gotcha. If you don't believe that, they're not pulling in this symbolism to y'all, Eve giving Adam the apple. They're in this orchard. Doctor Strange takes a piece of the branch. He smells it, and he's like, It smells real. Wanda was like, they are real. So of course, if you know what happened on One Division in Westview, she took over the whole city. So pretty much she could still do that. Those are her tools. And so, like I was saying, this alludes to Adam and Eve, the deception. Then you see like this herd of sheeps going by. Bad, Hello, Jesus Christ. Being the shepherd, the sheeps. Okay. So then, Wanda mentions, okay, well, you can bring, American Chavez here. And so then all of a sudden there's a dun, 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 little bell go off in Doctor Strange's mind. He's like, and so Wanda's like, when he kind of stopped walking, Wanda was like, you didn't tell me her name, did you? He was like, I didn't. And he was like, so you the witch who been coming after. And so pretty much they was just explaining. She was like, I figured it was a nice way of me to do it, but now you could just bring her to me. He was like, nah. She was like, why would you stand in the way? Like, I've lost too much. This is what I'm going to do. So pretty much we come to find out that America Chavez can travel through different dimensions. I want y'all to remember that because we're going to come back around to it. Anyway, she travels through, that is her ultimate power, is to be able to travel through different dimensions. And so he was like, I'm not gonna bring her. Wanda does the little magic thing, takes the illusion off, which is there. We are not in an apple orchard, but even within that, if you watch that scene very closely, there's a small piece where they show a Baphomet. Baphomet. So shout out to Panic. So if you guys watch that, please make sure you pay very close attention. They're tying it all together. So let's keep going. So he realized that she was lying and that Wanda was the one who was sending the monsters. He told Wanda where the girl was located. And, he became very suspicious of Wanda. And she said, bring America to me. Then he realized, like I said, he didn't give her the name. So then the interesting thing, and y'all got to keep this too when you think about it. Sheep are actually seen as pretty much these animals that are slow. They're easily led, right? They can easily be manipulated. So with Doctor Strange, right, this white man working together with America, being easily manipulated, right? That's why they're showing you the signs of the sheep before they change it around. The movie pretty much goes on where he goes back. He's trying to protect them, protect her. They go to the little monastery. Everybody's gearing up to fight. They ready. They got their shields up. Wanda was like, we can make this easy. Like, why y'all getting in my way? Like, I've lost everything. I'm needing her in order for me to jump through all these dimensions because I want my children. Like, I want the real me to enjoy whatever dimension I want to be in, not just a moment of it, because of course they said at the very beginning, dreams are windows to the multiverse. So somewhere in the multiverse, and she says that I have dreams every night that I go to sleep that I'm with my children, so they exist. So your dreams do exist. You got to call them forth. All right. So one of the things that I do want to call to attention to, so Dr. Strange says the children aren't real. He said you created him. And then she says that's what every mother does. I just want y'all to stick with me because I might come back to it. First off, the movie, let me just go ahead and get into this. The movie is called Monsters of Madness. MOM, mom. So now they're trying to subliminally talk to you about your mother and the creatures that we create, or you could take this a plethora of ways, right? Because we talk about multiverse. You being a mother, or you being a manifester of different versions, your dreams, your children, you being the creator type, this archetype that creates the life that you want to live. And then it's right, they put it out right before Mother's Day. Like, if y'all not picking up on what they was putting down, y'all sleep. And it's okay, because they even try to put you back to sleep, but we're gonna get there. So you can even say that the idea of children's and let's skip that. We're gonna come back to that. One of the things that I liked about it, right, and that kind of brought some attention too, is when they said that this is witchcraft, not sorcery, and then they told you that witchcraft is stronger than sorcery, and the two are practically the same. A sorcerer would be a male witch versus a witch, right? Quote unquote witch is a woman. So the women have power. They're telling you how powerful you are as a woman. Hint. Remember that. So they're putting it out there. They're telling you that you're powerful as a woman, that you can create and write things and go through the universe and do more powerful things, right? That everything is waiting on you. There's so many things that's been dropped in here. But then they also talked about Doctor Strange being the good guy. And so as you go along, well, it's this idea that Doctor Strange is the good guy, but when you go along, every single time that you turn around, because when he gets into the council, and I'm skipping around, you guys, so go watch the movie, then try to follow back through. Every time they bring it up, especially when they went into the council of Illuminati, they telling you that Doctor Strange in and of himself is evil. And even Wanda said it, you do all the things that you're not supposed to do, but you do it in a different name, so that is why you believe that you're right. If they weren't dropping knowledge in that, you should have picked it up, and you should have realized that everything is freaking make believe, and that, guess what, you can do whatever you like, because this does not really exist. This is the illusion. There's the multiverse, blah blah blah, whatever. So yeah, one of these days I really teach some stuff, but today ain't the day. But I'm just dropping some stuff because I said I was gonna do it, and it took me a minute to get all this camera and stuff together. I'll tell y'all about that another day too. So when they actually left American Chavez and Doctor Strange going to the universe where the Illuminati was created and made, where he was considered a hero, even though that wasn't really the truth, he became so trusting of the black guy. Remember the black guy, Baron, something Baron? He was the one who has always been like the perfect good. And I want y'all to look at that too. If you're talking about imagery, you're talking about people being the black guy always trying to look for this idea of the perfect good, perfection. He pretended to be friends with him because he knew that the day was coming. And then of course they did the little T thing. Where else did we see T? Putting people to sleep. Drugged them, put them into the little containers. On top of that, the containers were made of carbon. So they were polycarbon containers. Poly means multiple, carbon, carbonated. Some people are made of carbon. Hello. If you don't know, go do your research, figure it out. I'm telling you stuff, but I can't spell everything out for you. Maybe you'll follow me. Maybe I'll do some more lives, and we'll learn some stuff together. So let me go ahead and back up a little bit with Wanda. So Wanda was telling them that dealing with the monsters would have been easier for them than dealing with her. And then, of course, this was made true in the scene with the Illuminati because she was taking them off. Baby, Wanda was bad. She was bad in the whole show, and I was here for all of it. Baby, that one man who can talk, because so y'all will see him, he say, I'm sorry, and then he killed one of the versions of Doctor Strange, because the girl goes to tell us that there's so many different versions of him, and she was like, I think she said that he was version 838, and the other one that came in was 616. Can't be 666 because that's pure carbon. So needless to say, Wanda came in, and she was kicking behind, and she was in the sleep realm. So let me tell y'all. So Wanda, at this point, Wanda was the Scarlet Witch. And then they kept talking about, she kept trying to get to this place called, I thought they were saying black hole the whole time, black hole. But at the end, they made it very clear that she said the black hold, like having a hold onto something. And the blacks have a hold on, like, y'all got to read through all this stuff. It's having a hold onto something. And so she was able, and she said it, as the Scarlet Witch, I'm able to rewrite reality. She says I can rule or eliminate the cosmos. So her having that area, right, that black hold, right, which was a part of the book that they were using in order to jump through all these different realities, whether, but in the dream state, she was bad. Let me just say that anyway. So they said at that point in time, going back into the story, America with Doctor Strange, she said she had visited roughly 73 universe, and I guess that was probably 74. And they stopped at this piece where it was taken with Memory Lane, and in Memory Lane they went and they scanned Doctor. Pay attention to that scene too. They scanned Doctor Strange, then they scanned America's, and then they talked about fear, because that was the scene where she was first seeing her powers, and she seen her powers and she became fearful, and they talked about because of the fear she had lack of control. So that's that's something too that y'all need to understand. If you are fearful, you're going to have lack of control with your own powers. So in order for you to be a powerful being, you have to be able to or overcome your fears. So anyway, back to y'all. I'm bouncing around. I apologize. Trying to make this quick, but I do want to cover a lot of stuff. If y'all got questions, I'll come back. I'll probably spend a little bit more time with it and be clear on a lot of different things. Um, I think again when they talked about being doing a dream walker, they saw Baron, which was the black man, and he was pretty much while they were talking about the Scarlet Witch, and they saw the Baphomet, they drug the tea. Um, and during all this time, you see Scarlet with her crown on, and that little piece that's there is covering the center of her head, which is her third eye. That was what had illuminated in order for her to be able to get into the dream state. And you see well, they call it, like, what is it, neurons, right? So it's a part of your brain, the neurons that appear when they open those books, in order for her to be able to choose which dimension she wanted to be in. So that lets you know that you are able to travel through multiple dimensions. However, this is going to be through your neurons, right? This is going to be, you have to go within in order to see without. Um, boop, boop, boop. Let me see what else I wanted to get. Okay, so of course, it turned red, which of course we know red is the base chakra. So of course I keep saying of course, and I apologize, but she's not healing from her 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 root, her earthly plane. She does not have the protection that she's looking for. She does not have, like, yes, she can fight, of course, and she can protect herself, but she does not have the stability that she needed, which that deals with your base chakra. So this tells you that you need to do work with, especially within your base chakra, so that you can align your chakras properly, so that you can travel through these dimensions and have holistic power as well. Um, and one of the things that happened was when Wanda had the Sorcerer Supreme, which was the um, Chinese man. I'm sorry, I don't know his culture, and forgive me because I hate to disrespect people and put them in something they're not. But when they had the Sorcerer Supreme at that time, who was not Doctor Strange, it was his friend. The black woman came up, and she was like she was gonna try to get them, save them, or whatever else, and she destroyed the black hole. She destroyed the book that Wanda had, and of course, another hint to you, how the black woman is always sacrificing herself. So you guys need to be mindful, because that is one of the things that they're telling you. that we sacrifice ourselves for others, and you have to be able to protect yourself first in order for you to go within, to see without, to do the work that you need to do. But she destroys it, and then he has to take her, the sorcerer supreme, has to take her to the original copies which were on the walls. So they're telling you also, right, that there is information about all these things that are on walls. Well, if you think about it, where do we know that there's information where they have hieroglyphs on walls that tells you all about your body and your process and the death and all these other things? Ding ding ding. So we're and then once they get to this area, Wanda is there. The creatures come out and they are waiting for her. And then you see this big statue of Wanda on the wall. And she realized that this is a shrine to her, that they've been waiting. And guess who she looks like? Medusa. If you look at it very closely, she looks very similar to Medusa. All right. So then we continue on with the movie. They talk about. Oh, let me back up before I get going too good into this. And I'm sorry, y'all, again, for being all over the place. But my notes aren't all the way straightened out. I went to write notes, straighten them out, and get ready. And then I was like, you know what? If I don't do this now, I'm not going to do it. They had a. They talked about mental fortitude. So this was when the first time they mentioned it was when Wanda came to the place where Doctor Strange was holding the girl, and when she was looking through them, they talked about mental fortitude. So he said, "Fortify your minds." And she found her somebody to talk to. She put herself beside him and told him to run. She didn't even tell him to hit nobody, do this, do that. She just said run. So again, that's that idea of fear, and what fear can do. It causes a weakness in the mind. Also, when we go back to them meeting up with the with the starts with an I, Illuminati, and Doctor dang, I was about to say Magneto, and I know it's not Magneto. Anyway, so Professor, oh, I got it. Y'all know who I'm talking about. The Professor rolls out. Remember, for him as well, what was he all about? Mind control. So they're putting it in there and they're embedding it, but you got to pay attention. Even when when he got into the mind and met the Wanda of that dimension, trying to get her out, they put it in a war zone. She was in a bunker underneath, right? And then he became fearful, and the fear took him out. So they keep embedding this theme of fear, mental fortitude, protecting yourself. So then Wanda is there. She tearing up all these superheroes. The man, she blew his head up. That was so funny, y'all. If y'all, I know I laughed at all the inappropriate stuff. The people in my theater was quiet, but I was cracking up. She was like, he can take care. They were like, he can take care of you with just one word out of his mouth. And she said, what mouth? That man said, and he went to talk. That no, it was funny to me. I was so tickled. I laugh at all the wrong stuff, y'all. But it also tell you sometimes. It tell you what. Ooh, one, it tell you sometimes you need to just shut up. Number two, stop telling your enemies your weakness. Number three, is telling you that your words they react in your mind. So again, going back to that mental fortitude, y'all don't understand. So after she knock all them out, she goes after Doctor Strange in America and Doctor Strange old lady. They go into this tunnel with water. Again, the tunnel's underground. It's talking about structure being strength. Again, it's a repetition of the mental fortitude, the power. They have the water. Oh, I forgot to talk about that one. I'm gonna leave some stuff for y'all to see in the movie. I ain't gonna go through everything, but they got the water. That's the cleansing, right? Because you can cleanse through water, you can cleanse through fire. So there is a scene where there is fire, and that's a cleanse. I just want y'all to remember, there's always you cleanse through water, fire, smoke, and I feel like it's another one, but cleansing. They get down there, wonder getting through all of that stuff. They try to wash her out. So then they go into the upside down. They go into this place that leads them to be upside down, which is the gap junction. So that's also letting you know that this world here, in this world, everything is upside down. And then when you go into the junction, which is part of the space between this world and the other universes, that things will become clear. And then there's a book that is on a mantle, right? And that was the white book that they were looking for. They said the name a couple times. I don't really remember, but it was almost like another Bible. But they got the dark and the light, and it's up there with the Sphinx again, alluding back to Africa or Egypt. Egypt is in Africa. If you don't know, now you know. And it was also this idea of sacrifice. There was a lot of sacrifices going on in this movie. So if you don't know about themes, that's one of the themes. Sacrifice. Figure it out for yourself. I got a couple more notes to go through. So they talked about the idea of reality collapsing on itself. And if you have not seen Inception, I would say go and see Inception as well, because they pulled a lot of things from there. Um, and then he winds up in this house. It was a ran down house with water and all the stairs and everything else. And he had Doctor Strange met another Doctor Strange, and he was fighting with himself. And this was the opportune time where he had to, where he was trying to get the other black books so that he can do right by, the universe in essence. And in the movie, the main Doctor Strange, he was, I think it's 616 Doctor Strange. I don't know which one is which, but he had this moment where the doctor, his lady friend, asked him was he happy, and he lied and said he was. And so then himself, talking to himself, says, "Are you happy?" And he talked about how he always lied. Like, he remembers that time that he did that and he was lying. I just want you guys to understand that is a very important question for you, because of course, with even after, it's this theme of happiness that comes back up, that they keep coming at. So if you're not happy in life right now, there's a lot that you need to do. Okay? Because he's letting you know that even though he chose to be a superhero, both of them, him and the other Sorcerer Supreme in that universe, they're letting you know that you can choose right every time, but it still doesn't mean that you're going to be happy. And it may not even be worth it. At the end of the day, all these things may not even be worth it. But in that scene where Doctor Strange was fighting Doctor Strange, he his third eye, the bad Doctor Strange, the dark Doctor Strange, his third eye opens up, and then they start doing the music off the sheets, and they're doing a battle against each other through music. So be mindful of the music that you listen to. And it's in one of the piano tunes was the one for Dracula. They played a lot of classical music. So remember, the classical music is what allows you to be attuned, which allows you to attune your chakras and helps with your vibrational pull. So in one instance, they the main Doctor Strange for this, we're gonna say 616 because I don't remember which is which. He is about to lose with the third eye Doctor Strange. However, he goes to play a harp. If you guys don't know about harps, please do your little research. Harps are something that also helps you to align your chakras, and they help you to align the higher chakras a little bit quicker. And so there's a lot of research on music and chakras, so do your research, figure it out. As I continue to do my own studies and research, I may bring some other stuff to you. But once he did that, he realized, well, they show you that the harp was a more powerful string, and that it actually killed the dark um, Mr. Strange, Doctor Strange. And then he talked about the truth. There was something about the truth being a dissatisfaction of life. I don't know why I wrote that down, but clearly it had something to do with something. Um, but again, Doctor, not Doctor Strange, but when they were in the Illuminati, he said, "All you strangers are the same." Um, tell me, trespassing. So, okay, so remember, even though he killed himself, that was only a version of him, which of course that was the one with the third eye open. So that was what he was becoming. So even what he was becoming, even though he allegedly killed it, that is still a version of the future that he created for himself, based on him reading the book, which he himself was trying to protect himself from. I don't know if y'all followed all that, but you're gonna have to watch the movie probably 2 or 3 times for you to even get it. But this is all our first time, y'all. So when I go back again, I might even have a little bit more to give y'all. So, uh, when Doctor Strange goes to open the book, he tells the lady doctor, his little old ex girlfriend. He said, protect me," and he was like, "From the souls of the damned." And this was because he was not supposed, when he went back into his universe in the sleep version, he was not supposed to be possessing a body of the dead. So the girl asked him, um is she was like, "There's not a version of yourself in that universe." And he said, "Who said that they had to be living?" Which is why he asked her to protect him from the damned, because he wasn't supposed to be possessing a body of the dead, because it was originally forbidden. And of course, you see this you see him being taken over by all these demons, and she yells out something to him like, "You're supposed to be a sorcerer of magic, so use them." And in that case, he winds up doing that. But you also see her where she has this cauldron of light, this flame getting the dead spirits away from him. So of course, allegedly, the darkness, the darkness, the light dispels the darkness, is what they're trying to say. And then her also being a representation of light for him, to keep him, I won't say fortitude, but to keep him aligned, right? Oh, so this was the thing. She said, "You are the master of the mystic arts. They are spirits. Use them." Mm. So anyway, they go through all of this situation. He goes back there. He tries to get America together. He tells her, America, of course, you guys, I don't know, I guess I gotta say it plain. All of these things are a representation of you. So you need to figure out what message it is that you want to choose and go with that message. Because there was a lot of messages. They were showing you your empowerment, but they also killed it off at the same time. So I'm going to get to that too. So he tells her, he says, "No, America, trust yourself. Trust your power." Even, and then she talks about how she lost her parents and stuff. And he said, even that led to this moment. So even your fear can lead to your moment of power. As she was just saying, and it also was this theme of fighting against the self, right? She constantly was fighting against herself and not understanding her power and not being able to use it, while Wanda, right, was embracing the full embodiment of the Scarlet Witch, while she was at her highest self power, but she had not dealt with her lower chakras, which made it an issue. Um, and it's also this theme and underlying message that you keep hurting yourself, but believing that you are not hurt by not you keep hurting yourself by believing that you are not hurting anymore. And so all of them in all of these areas was doing that. Wanda was hurting herself. America was hurting herself. Doctor Strange was hurting himself. So you can go through and you can look at that theme throughout the movie. Um, but again, it was only to be at the brink of losing it all. And so you have to face yourself, and some of the things that came in at the end, because what happens is um Captain America, American Chavez, she had to face herself in order to allow Wanda to face herself. And within that, she knew that she could never beat Wanda. So let me tell you this, nobody can ever beat you if you really truly know your power. But she knew she could never beat Wanda, so that's why she took Wanda to where she was at. But Wanda had done so much damage because she didn't deal with that root chakra. She wasn't properly dealing with herself, that she got the life that she wanted, and the life was not ready for her, and it was a fear based off of the children, right? The creations, the children were afraid of her because they had their own version of their mother. So then Wanda starts to adjust and change stuff, and that's when I started to dislike the Wanda part, because I was like, Wanda was bad this whole time. Now all of a sudden she got to be weak and she got to tear stuff down. So they letting you know that they programming you to tear down your own self. If you ain't noticed it, now you know. They programming you to tear down your own self because they know that you're not ready for the power that you possess. And I can go on and on and on, but there's no need. So you have to face yourself. You have to have compassion for yourself. You have to have forgiveness for yourself. You are currently self-sacrificing yourself in one way or the other. And you have to deal with that, because if not, you're dealing with the black hole. And so you're doing the right thing is going to be different from everyone else is doing the right thing. So you need to be cognizant of it when you are, and intentional when you are making decisions. You have to face your fears, and saving the world, know that saving the world will not make you happy. But these are just a few of the things that was in this movie. The movie is so amazing. Like I said, I'm going back to see it, going back to get some more little nuggets of knowledge, because I'm sure if that's what I seen on the first go round, I'm sure if I see it 2-3 times, it's gonna be bum. I might just wait to get it on video. I don't even know. But y'all go watch the movie Doctor Strange 2, out in theaters everywhere. The day before Mother's Day it came out. Yeah, they're dropping so many nuggets. If y'all want any more movie, content from this movie or any other movie, y'all let me know. Well, not any other movie. Let me be clear, because sometimes y'all be reading stuff into movies that ain't there. Okay, not at all. But I will do more on any Marvel movie if you want me to. So let me know which Marvel movie. There's so many. All of them got some good stuff. They are immaculate with what they do. Choose what life you want to live. Choose what life you think you deserve. And all these superheroes are, at the end of the day, they're you. So figure out what you want. All right, y'all. It's Jamaica. Love you.